So I'm just going to be revamping on these candy jack-o'-lanterns that I made. They were done hastily and poorly, but I was in a bind trying to get things done, and it was a late addition to getting things prepared for Halloween. So I'm going to take them now and spray them with some black spray paint for the first initial cover. Yes, this is just a black matte spray paint that I'm covering. First coat, thin coat, and then we'll let it dry thoroughly. Please use proper PPE, wear a mask, have some goggles on, or eye protection. You can use gloves if you choose to. Here, of course, I did not. Didn't really need to, at least I didn't see, but it was a well ventilated area, and then I did have the tarp laid out so that way protect the garage floor where I'm spraying, but the back door is open, letting in fresh air. So as you can see, I will cover the whole thing, flip it over, do the bottom too as well. That way it's nicely coated, and then I'll let it dry. Then later on I can come back and do a second coat to make it all black. So in this part, I definitely took my time, carefully, slowly. I used a X-Acto knife to cut the eyes out to the shape that I desired. You can do this yourself. And then what I also did was I wanted to give you guys a close-up to see that yes, it's a pretty thick plastic. And then this allows me to evaluate how it looks to me. And then the one thing I didn't like was the noses. The nose holes, and I'm just going to go ahead and cover that up. So here you can see I'm using triple-sized cotton balls that I rolled out, and using some basically Elmer's glue that I bought from Walmart. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Now there's a couple ways you can apply it. I prefer taking it and putting it in a bowl with some water. Now here, showing you that it's kind of hard to do it if you're just taking that straight out of the jar or the bottle and trying to apply it and put it on there. Doesn't come out too well, and then it takes up a lot of the glue. So you'll see that I'll switch out, and then I'll start to mix some up and make it into a bowl with the water and dilute it. You just gotta make sure you mix it up really good, and then it's dispersed evenly in that water. But I just did this as an example so you guys can see that yes, that is pretty much a tough way of doing it. You really don't want to do it that way. Real messy, real tough, real hard to just get what you want and be able to get it on there and see how it's sticking to my fingers. So a good example of what not to do. This is just some Tupperware that I use that I got from buying sandwich meat. I use that with the water and the glue to make my slurry or paste, however you want to call it. To me, it's like it's real kind of soupy, And then that way I'm able to dip it in there, soak it in a little bit, and then be able to apply it, mash it up, and form it the way I want it to look. Now here we are, this is the full coverage. This is the look I want for it. especially on the ends, and I just wanted to give you guys a couple good profile shots so you can see. Alright, now depending on your climate, it might take a day, it could take a couple days. In my case, the climate was a little different where I live at for this season, and it took a few days. Now here I'm going to go ahead and finish off and spraying it all black, and then basically I'm going to do the whole thing all over again. I'm going to full black, one coat, full coverage, and then make sure you get the front, the back, the sides, the lid, and even the bottom as well. And then here I'll flip it over, and this is one of the reasons why you should flip it over. You see all that white under there? That's why you flip it upside down, so then that way you can cover all of that as well. Don't want none of that, cotton showing. And then just basically do the whole thing, whole bottom. That's just how I do it. Just get a nice even coat all the way around. And yes, this is number 2. Just wanted to show you that I am doing 2 of them. This is the second one. Doing the same process, keeping a good distance away. I have my mask on, I have my goggles on. Don't really need the gloves. It's a well-ventilated area. And I do have the tarp laying out to protect the ground from overspray. And then just the same process, whole front end. I do go all the way around. I'll flip it upside down, spray it all the way around, the whole thing again, and the bottom as well. Now here I just went back and was just redoing the top again just to make sure I got full coverage and got some of the spots. I did see that there were some areas because of the orange plastic. Now this was the paint that I was using to make the skin color, at least for the first coat. And then I did dilute it a little bit with some alcohol, as you can see here. Then you just take the paintbrush and make sure you mix it thoroughly, incorporate in there until it's like a really thin pancake batter mix type texture. And then you'll be ready to apply. And do want to hurry, but don't rush, if you understand what I'm saying on that one. So here I make sure it's mixed fully, and then I start to apply it, but I do it nice and lightly. That way I'm just getting the top part of the texture, the highlight areas of the skin that's on there for the corpsing. And you can go back if you make a mistake. You can go back and correct it. And here this is what I did. So you see, I went back with some black acrylic paint that I mixed up because I had to dilute it a little bit with alcohol, and I just went back in and hit the areas that I had too much of that first orange coated paint on there. Once you've done that, you just go back with another coat of that orange paint mixture and hit the areas that you want until you get the desired look. As you can see here, I have a black light along with some Blacklight orange paint. And same deal, I'm just going back over it lightly, hitting the areas and using the black light so I can see when I'm painting it to get the desired look I want. This way it makes it pop out, and they can actually see it in the dark. And I use a lot of black lights, so it's great when these pop out and people see them and they notice them. I hear their comments. Definitely, this is a great effect. It's an extra thing added to your corpsing, so you got 2 in 1, and it's great. Man, I got people who like to take pictures. They want to, take some film of it, and they ask questions. How did I make this? So there you are. Alright, so after letting the acrylic paint dry, I'm going to go back over with some clear coat, and I do it from top to bottom. I even flip it upside down and then spray all the way around, and then give it another 30-40 minutes to dry. Alright, so here's the blacklight effect. Now, the camera doesn't do justice. It definitely looks really cool with the naked eye. So take your time in doing this, and you'll be satisfied like I am, and definitely you'll get all the great compliments, people seeing how creepy and cool it looks, especially in the black light. They can actually see it. So I'll show you a clip of it in the daylight so you can see with the finished top on it. And there you have it. I'm very satisfied with the outcome. I wish you guys luck on yours as well. Have fun doing it. Take your time, and make sure you get the desired look you want on it. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.